here any second. Okay, so I'm live on YouTube right now. So I need to know how to get onto YouTube to see that and make it from private to public. Do you know how to? YouTube Studio. Uh, okay. Uh, I don't know how to get. All right, so hold on a second. So I type in YouTube Studio. Okay. There it is. Now I'm in YouTube Studio. Okay, now what? I don't see. No, I'm looking at my personal YouTube Studio. I am. All right, I got a text that I'm on YouTube, I guess. All right, so the only thing is I like to see the comments. How do I do that? No, but this is my personal YouTube Studio. I don't know how to log into the station's YouTube Studio. Should be a drop down where? Switch your channel, YouTube switch account. Okay, switch account. No, it's just me and an old one I did for a class. So I don't know how they logged into YouTube Studio so I could see this, right? Boom, boom. So I guess it doesn't really. All right, so go on your phone and make sure I'm on YouTube, please. All right, hold on. I got a guy saying here. All right, I went on at 6:09, so I just went on. What I can't see is me on YouTube, and I can't see the comments, right? Or can you see the comments? Can I see the comments from the public page? All right, WJ. All right, let me go to the. All right, I see I'm live. Okay. All right, there it is. Gosh, I need to comb my hair. By the way, you have the worst cameras in here. By the way. All right, I got you. All right, I see the comments also. Good enough. I gotta mute it somehow. Is there a way to mute that? Mute the. It's coming out, and I'm hearing it. Yeah. How do you mute? How do you mute YouTube? All right. So all I know how to. I gotcha. All right. So now I can see all of it, but I don't really need to see myself, so I'll get rid of that. All right. Hey, man, way to go. I think it works. You know, all I wanted to do was turn this on. Now I have this incredible call system that's internet-based, and I have to log on to the YouTube channel. Who cares about YouTube channel? Right. There's a lot of people. There's 27 people watching right now. What are they doing? What is wrong with you people? I wanted to come down to WJO. It's my first show here. All right, bye, Chuck. See ya. Hey, thank you. I wanted to come down here and just turn the radio on and talk in privacy. Where's that sound coming from? You guys hear that? All right, so there's no delay. I'm talking. It's my first time doing this. So why am I hearing music in the background? Oh, well, I guess I don't really care. But I wanted to come down here and just talk on the radio and not have any. I mean, you heard that. I just talked and it went right up the tower. The tower's right there. It's 10 feet away. Somehow I'm hearing music. So I need to turn that down. So let's turn testing test. All right, that's me there. Testing test. All right, testing. All right, none of those guys are hearing any music anymore. All right, so CD aux. You guys hearing music somewhere? CD aux, station aux. All right, all I need on is my mics and my phones, correct? So the whole idea is we're brand new over here from after 11 years away, and here I am, okay? And I said, all right, guys, we spent 5 years building a TV. Where's that? All right, you guys are hearing that too, right? That music? All right, I need to stop the music. All right, whatever. Now I'm good. I wanted to come down here and just start over in radio and just radio. And then we added a podcast network, right? All right, Chuck's texting me, so there must be something wrong. Okay. YouTube is on. Okay, so I don't know. There must be 4 people watching me on YouTube. And then I wanted to leave Purdue after 11 years. It's a cybersecurity center. It's no longer an entrepreneurship center. And we said, all right, well, let's just go home. I've been kind of wanting to bring the radio home. The TV's way bigger, and that needs to be somewhere else. There's only like a couple of us that come down here. And let's just go back to basics. Let's go back to our roots of radio, 102 years of radio. Next thing you know, I got a podcast network, 20 podcasts. I got to record some today. Okay, all right, whatever, dude. And then, okay, hey, we need a YouTube channel. Oh, okay, good enough. And no one's going to watch us talk on radio. Well, now if I don't put it on, you guys blow up my phone. So if you really want to piss me off, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Because I want to cancel it, and they won't let me. So now I've got podcasts and YouTubes on WJOB when it was just supposed to be me talking to you on radio. But I'm here, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be with you guys, even though I'm kind of being a curmudgeon about it. And it's beautiful, man. It's always been beautiful to me. What's beautiful is, all right, there it is. You can see me, and I look awful, by the way. And I'm just going to get rid of that, and I'm going to do some traffic and bring that up. So let's do that, but it's just good to be here in this building. I pulled up at 5:30, and I looked at it, and I go, man, I did this for so many years. Say 2004 to 2014, and then I did it from 84 to 85 or 85 to 84 to 86, or when I was working here the first time. Then I came here as a weebelo in 1972 and went on the air right where I'm sitting right now. So there's a lot of history here. But what is really bothering me is that these young people have put a little crate for storage inside Preacher's office, and Preacher was talking to me this morning. He's like, hey, dude, give me some respect. But anyways, 294 around the city looks pretty good. 80 going east and west looks good. The Bishop Ford coming up the gut of the Southland is already starting to get bad from the from the Steel Bridge all the way to the Merch. But the Dan Ryan looks pretty good. Skyway Toll Road, Barman, I-65, they're all moving along pretty well. So in terms of the traffic yesterday, I had to drive my wife several places yesterday, and it was very light traffic everywhere, and it's very light traffic now. So typically on that first week back, people, hey, I'm a doctor, my back it feels kind of weak and it kind of hurts. Well, how long has it been going on? When did it start? About a week back. But anyways, usually that first week, it's everybody goes back to work and so forth, but it's pretty light everywhere. And I think what that is the schools haven't started. A lot of the colleges are out still, and maybe some businesses have joined them. So it's been pretty light. It's almost like kind of like halfway between regular and a holiday week on the roadways. And I drove everywhere yesterday. I drove to downtown Gary twice, and I went all the way to St. John. I mean, I was in the car, I think, for like 3.5 hours all told. And but I was everywhere, and it was very light traffic. So we'll leave it at that. Now, I'm sure the next thing you're going to want is weather, right? Hada mala hada shmiri football. It's pretty warm, actually. But this weather happens to be in Celsius. It's 5 degrees Celsius in Hammond. So I'm going to have to change that. So I'll tell you what, I'll go to my phone and see what I can find there. All right, so it's, what does 5 degrees Celsius equate to anyways? What's that, like 40 degrees? All right, 41 degrees. Hey, I'm looking at it right now. This is one of my favorite degrees of the year. It is 41 at Labor's Local 41. And that is going to go up to a high of about 46. Mostly cloudy today. Yesterday we got some good sunshine. We're not going to do that. Wednesday, a high of 46 tomorrow. Beautiful sunny day. Get out and go walk. And I know yesterday it got I think it got 45 and sunny in the afternoon. And the daughter had the grandkids outside. Today, maybe, high 46. It'll just be cloudy. Tomorrow will be 46 and sunny. But by Thursday, a high of 56, but some rain rolls in. And Friday, a high of 55 and no rain. So it's kind of crazy. Got to talk to Kuziak yesterday. Oh, I forgot to ask him if he would come in with me on Friday, but I don't know if he would. Kuz, I know you're listening. That was why I called you, but I had to hang up real quick, so sorry about that. But so Kuz was saying that he had guys on roofs yesterday, and that very rarely happens in January. Actually going to have a nice stretch of it here, other than Thursday when you might get that rain. Got a good stretch of 5 days of warm weather, not necessarily kind of gray at times, but it should be nice. It should be nice for a few days. All right, there you go. I've done the weather, I've done the traffic, and I'm on the air, and I'm on YouTube, and I have a phone call. So if you want to call me, all you got to do is call to 219-845-1100. We think we got it working, so let's give it a shot and try to take a phone call. Hey, you're on the air. How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
All right, good. Thank you for calling me.
Yeah, hey, let me first say something. Don't worry, be happy.
All right, I don't think that's ever bad advice.
Yeah. Hey, at least one thing, when I'm looking at you on YouTube, I'm kind of observing everything and watching what's going on, but it's nice that your gluten-free bagel and cream cheese ain't dripping off your goatee this morning.
Yeah, I haven't set up the toaster and the microwave yet. So I have a question for you. So
Go ahead.
We have this brand new computer-based call-in system now, which Chuck could actually monitor from home if you wanted. But what happens when you call in? Do I have to put you on hold, or are you on hold automatically?
Well, when the phone rings, it says, "Welcome to WJOB something," and it says, "Listen for the beep and you'll be on the air." But now yesterday when I called in, when I was talking, it kind of blinked the producer and you out. And then when I would shut up, then I could hear you. But now when I'm talking right now and you're talking to me, I can hear you while I'm talking.
Okay. All right. I guess
it's working. It's working real good right now.
Yeah, I mean, you sound very clear. I think you called in
yesterday I have a headset that I use, and my phone is sitting on my chair, and they said I sound like in a tin can or far away. So what I'm doing is I'm just talking on my phone. I don't have the headset on.
All right, man. Hey, what's on your mind? Anything special?
But I just want to say that it sounds nice and clear. I have the TuneIn app on my TV. It sounds the levels and everything are good. Everything sounds good. I got the YouTube, which you don't like, on my laptop going. Everything looks good there. I'm looking at all the chats and everything. Thing on my mind is I'm going to let you go so everybody else can call in.
Hey, listen. I got a question for you. So I could theoretically make an obscene gesture to everybody on YouTube, and it wouldn't go on the air, so it would technically still be legal, right? Like if I said blank you on the air, that would be a violation, and I'd probably have to pay money, that kind of thing, right? So,
yeah.
But if I used a certain one of my fingers to people on the YouTube channel, that could actually do that and still be legal because that's not regulated by the FCC, right? Is that true, Chuckle?
Oh yeah.
Somebody give me a.
Instead of driving down the highway and somebody rolls the window down and puts their finger, gives you number one out the window, you know. But I'm going to let you go.
All right.
Am I still on here? Because it kind of went quiet a second.
Yeah, no, you are. The reason it's quiet.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say one thing, and I'll let you go, and then let everybody else call in and listen to the wonderful Walt and everybody else and everything. But the thing is okay, our sweethearts, you know, husbands, wives, our wives. This is for the men that listen to WJOB. You know, my wife, I like to buy her flowers, and she says, I don't want no flowers. Do guys that listen to this station, when they get something for like Sweetest Day or they love their sweethearts or their lovers, do they buy them candy or flowers?
You know, here's the.
I'm going to let you go.
All right, I'll take that one. All right,
listeners
thank
can
you.
say,
I'm going to try to drop you.
Their better half, their sweethearts, or their lovers.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I got to see if I can drop
flowers?
you. All right, let me see if I can drop you. All right, drop, mute. Let me try this. All right, I may hang up on the whole line, I think. Geez, I don't know how to do this. All right, hold on. Bye.
Well, everybody have a good day in case you disconnect.
I think I dropped them, right? All right, terminated calls. All right, stay where you're at. I'm learning. I'll be right back on the voice and face of the region.
Are you sausage curious?
Who's ready for Polish?
Big Frank Sausage has the very best Polish food in the region.
You had a mouthful of Big Frank sausage?
We have a full bar, dine-in, carry-out, delivery, and catering available.
I've had a mouthful of Big Frank sausage.
I've got a mouthful of Big Frank sausage.
219-378-9556. Smacznego i na zdrowie.
Who's ready for Polish?
St. Nicholas Byzantine Catholic Church, located at 8103 Columbia Avenue in Munster, celebrates Divine Liturgy every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. We are Eastern Rite Catholics in union with the Pope, the Bishop of Rome. All Catholics who celebrate Divine Liturgy or Mass with us fulfill their Holy Day and Sunday obligations as they do in their own churches. Join us in person this coming Sunday to find out the beauty of a Byzantine Catholic Divine Liturgy at St. Nicholas Church.
But it's time. You gotta catch up.
Yeah. I'll catch up with you. I'll be right back.
I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah. Well, what's up, boy? Hey, Ryan. Not tonight, man. Not tonight. Oh, yeah.
But chick boom boom, chick boom boom, chick boom boom. Yeah, chick boom boom, chick boom boom. Chick boom boom, chick boom boom, chick.
Are you searching for a college where you belong? Calumet College of St. Joseph wants to know you and give you the support you need to succeed. Are you worried about how you'll pay for your degree? 95% of our students receive financial aid, including scholarships and grants. Need some extra help with your classes? You'll benefit from our small class sizes, free tutoring, internship planning, faculty mentors, and so much more. Come experience our accepting, supportive college family for yourself. Schedule your campus visit and apply at ccsj.edu.
All right, everybody. AM 1230, WJOB 104.7 FM. Looking at the traffic, 294 around the city. Looks pretty good. 80 going east and west looks good to Bishop Ford. That's really the only thing on the entire map is from the backside of the steel bridge all the way through the merge. It's pretty tight. Dan Ryan itself looks pretty good. Skyway Toll Road, Barman, I-65, they're all moved along pretty well. In terms of the weather, there it is again. It's 5 degrees Celsius. It's 41 degrees at Labor's Local 41. And it goes up to a high of 46 today. No major rain, but you won't see much sunshine, kind of cloudy. Tomorrow, though, high of 46 and a beautiful day. Sunny, great day for Kuziak to put some more roofs on. Thursday, a high of 57 degrees, but an 85% chance of rain. Friday, similar, high of 56, but no rain, just kind of cloudy. So kind of a weird heat spell. Once again, my name is Jim Dedelow. If you're just joining us, I appreciate it. After 11 years at the Purdue Northwest Commercialization and Manufacturing Excellence Center, we have gone back to our roots, and we have moved back to our, I don't know, how old is this, 75-year-old studios, and for a 102-year-old radio station. And we've obviously modernized it. I am on YouTube right now. Go to WJOB 1230. I forgot about that and didn't comb my hair today or shave. But you'll get used to that. No Verly today. Verly texted me in the middle of the night. She was unable to make it. So it's just me, and I would love to talk to you. So in the upgrading of the technology, we also have a new phone system. If you've called before, it will automatically answer for you and put you on hold, and then I will come to it starting right now. Let me see if I can figure this out. All right, one more time. Let's bring in, and I'll go. Hey, you're on the air. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Jet. How are you doing today? Heard the little beep and listened to you all the way from Arizona. The only problem that I noticed when I have I'm on my phone now, but when I have the radio on, your volume of you talking is low. I don't know if it's just me because I'm out that far. But
no. All right, so wait a second. Is my volume low on the TuneIn app, or is my volume low when you're on hold?
Well, right now it was on. It could be right now on my phone, and your volume is a little bit low. But when I'm on TuneIn, your volume is low when you're talking. Like the last caller, I could hear him a lot louder than I could hear you. So I don't know if that was on my part.
Okay, all right. No. That's the kind of information that I need to adjust. So I have a specific question. When you're on hold waiting to come on, does the radio sound good, or that's when it's low?
Yeah, it seems to be low to
okay.
me.
All right. I can adjust all of this. So the other thing is, when you were on hold, the caller was louder than my microphone. Is that the other intel?
Right, exactly. And then prior to that, the music was perfect. You could hear it nice and loud. Then all of a sudden, when you switched over from the music to when you came on, your voice was low on my end. And I had my radio cranked up pretty loud just to hear your voice. Then when the caller came on, I could crank him back down, but your voice was a lot lower than the caller.
Okay, that is excellent intel for Chuck Pullen, who was listening, and we can't make them during the show, but we will be able to address that later. Hey, man, thank you for calling. Hey, you've sat in these studios with me many times, and it just feels weird to be back here, and I'm the only person in the building except for me and Preacher.
I tell you what, when I come back into town, I'm going to come to that old studio because that was my favorite place. Sitting in the room with the carpeting, I can't wait to see all the upgrades that you did there. And Jed, the door's always open in Arizona. You and Alexis pack up and come on out for as long as you like.
You know, we were talking about that. We were like, well, where could we just pick up, like, one time we were thinking, well, why don't we just leave for like 3 days? Where could we go? I go, hey, man, we could just go to Stanek's house, whether he's there or not. It doesn't matter. We'll just go to his house. He'll leave the key, and he'll give me a free pair of shoes.
Hey, you pick out a pair out of when you come and you go to the garage, you pick out a pair you want. There's always a pair there waiting for you, Jed.
All right, man. Hey, a lot going on in the world right now. What gets your attention?
You know what? It's amazing. I like the fact that our president is going to get rid of somebody who's a drug cartel, just like all the other presidents did. And it's just to show, you know what? You're going to mess around with the United States. You're going to mess around. Well, this guy's not going to take it. He will come knocking on your door. You're going to think it's Amazon. When he opens up the door, you're going to get a free surprise ride back to the United States, and you get to sightsee New York, and we'll even give you a couple places for you and your wife to stay in where it's nice and warm behind bars.
Hey, should we take Greenland?
What's that, Jed?
Should we take Greenland?
You know what? Why not? Why not? Let's expand the United States. The good thing about Venezuela, a lot of people don't realize, is it's not the oil that we really want, but it's a byproduct that we have the means of taking care of that we could really use. So it's be interesting to see what this crude, crusty stuff that they have that we can really make out. I'm going to see how that plays out as well. Maybe that'll be a little blessing in the gas prices going down. It's going to be the wait and see what happens. What's the real reason behind this whole Venezuelan deal that's going on? It's going to be interesting how this plays out.
He's Steve Stanek, Safety Steve. There's always a place here for you, Stanek. As a matter of fact, you're one of the few people I would stay home and let you do the whole show. Of course, I'd give you a producer. But when you come in town, you will be a morning host, so I could sleep in one day. How's that sound?
Hey, hey, that makes me want to come out there even earlier. And remember, my door, like you said, it's always open. Whether I'm there or I'm not, if I'm not there, I'll give you an extra set of keys. But, Jed, the door is always open for you.
He's it. Safety Steve, thanks a lot, my friend. All right, hang on the line. I got to figure out how to drop you. All right, hold on, Nick. I might look at it. All right, I'll see you, buddy. Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, there it is. I dropped him. All right, let's try another one. Hey, moro shkoro foro. Hey, you're on the air. How are you?
Jimmy Dedelow made it into work for the first time in the new year, and he's embracing the metric system. Way to go, Jimmy.
Hey, this was halfway to rocket science putting this back together with all this technology. This building. Yeah,
I'm gonna guess you had virtually nothing to do with it, dude.
Oh no, it was all the people that worked for me and Chuck Pullen. And oh wait, there's another guy
so
on.
Let me ask you a question.
Bob Starkey. I gotta remember him.
What?
I gotta remind people that Bob Starkey helped with this. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, why didn't you get your weed ass knucklehead body out of bed yesterday and come in for a free lesson with Chuck while he was on the air?
Chuck, for all of Chuck's strengths, he cannot do two things at once. He tried one time, he tried to chew gum and walk across a football field at the same time, and he could not do it. You asked a question, you got to be quiet while I answer it.
On Chuck Pullen.
Hold on a second.
If you go down with a grabber by carrying around that extra 300 pounds, you're doomed, bro. You won't never be back on the air again.
So you asked me a question, you got to stop. So Chuck Pullen was doing the show yesterday, and he had topics he wanted to talk.
You could have sat there and shut up and watched and learned.
No, he can't do that while he's doing the show. He had to do all that stuff the night before. So he doesn't.
He did it all yesterday.
All right, well, good enough. We just agree to disagree. Hey, you know what? We took Venezuela. Do you want to just go all the way through South America and then look up to our northeast and take Greenland too? Would that be good?
Well, listen, anything that Trump does and the Democrats freak out about it, it's probably a good thing for America. Just that simple, baby. Just that simple. And when your buddy Steve Stefanik said, like all the other presidents did, we haven't had a president that has taken care of our country and our people better than anybody. I don't know even... Who has done more for America and the people of America than Donald Trump?
Explain.
Anybody?
Explain. What has he done?
I mean, I know Joe Biden made a fortune.
Well, explain.
Barack Obama, well, I don't know what he gave us. Oh, yeah, he gave us that good health care program. That's working out well.
No, I'm asking you explain. I want to know, in your mind, what Donald Trump has done. That is he the best president ever, or is he just up in the top 5?
Oh, top 4.
Okay, and
Guaranteed.
why?
Hey, let's get back to your technical.
No, I asked you a question.
So
I mean, why is Donald Trump
not listening on the radio?
Hold on a second.
Over the air,
God, I don't. All right, I can't do this if you're not going to engage in conversation. All right, you gotta slow down. Slow down. I asked you a question. Tell me what Donald Trump did that puts him in the top 4 of all presidents ever.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't hear it because your volume on the phone calls, you're at about 15% volume. Callers are at 100%. All
right. Hold on. Stay where you're at. I'm going to see if I can.
Peace to the entire world except that mess in Russia, where the last 5 presidents, he being 2 of them, have had nobody invade a country while he's been president. Happened under Bush. Russia took over part of Ukraine. Happened under Obama. Happened under Joe Biden. They all stood there with their thumbs up their keister. Trump had brought peace to the Middle East. That's finally calmed down to a greater extent. He's filled our national petroleum reserves, which Biden drained to help him get elected, and he almost had the thing collapse on him because it was totally empty underground. You can't leave a cavern empty and think it's going to stand like that forever. And he's brought economic stability to the world. Yeah, did it cost a couple bucks? Absolutely. But we can't have the world throwing tariffs on us, and we stand there and we keep paying them? No. Everybody's going to be equal. And it's working out pretty well so far. Last time I checked, 401ks on everybody's doing just fine.
All right, so he has done things on the world stage, and he has done things with the stock market that are positive. Okay, so I was driving around. Hold on a second.
Down. Eggs are 99 cents. I can get a gallon of milk for $1.99.
All right, so slow down. I know you're excited.
$500 worth of ribeye.
You're just
$6.99 a pound of jewel.
All right, you got a thought in your head. It has to get out. So hold on. Now I got another question. So I'm driving around last night, and I like to listen to Levin on 890, right? And he's kind of, I don't know, he's not as good as he used to be honest with you. He's just like pumping Hillsdale College, and I get a little tired of that. But he starts...
It sounds like you.
He starts ripping on Tucker Carlson, right? And I'm like, God, why is...
Tucker's out there. He's lost.
All right. He starts ripping on him. So I go home, and I'm like, all right... I'm just kind of sitting there. The wife's busy. And I go, well, why is Levin ripping on Tucker Carlson? And then I find a few podcasts, and it turns out that a lot of the right-wing, MAGA-inspired podcasters are all bickering at each other. Candace Owens is going at...
She's lost her mind, too.
All right. Well, I mean, so I'm guessing that many of the people that you're going to be against are former kind of conservative podcasters, and you don't like what they're saying. So are they getting thrown out of MAGA or what? What about Ben Shapiro? And what about Steve Bannon? How about him? All these guys are like ripping on Trump, and I listened to 5 different ones, and they're all coming after Trump for various things. What is happening?
Well, when you put Tucker Carlson and Candace Owen and Steve Bannon together, that counts for 3 votes. The rest of the country, even Democrats, are saying to themselves, Thank God we didn't end up having Kamala Harris and that psycho moron from Minnesota who's watched about $25 billion escape from the state of Minnesota and head over to Somalia to help the Muslim jihadists slaughter Christians over in Africa. Thank God. Now, Tucker Carlson since he lost his big money producing gig over at Fox, and now he's on his own in a cabin up in Maine. I get free speech, and to take a guy who still believes in Nazis and to put him on the air and let him yap for a while, I give you about 2 minutes of that, and then I've had enough. I mean, I'm not siding with the Nazis ever.
What about Joe Rogan? Hold on. All right, I got you.
Candace Owen is out getting her own stuff.
All right, what about Joe Rogan ripping? I mean, Joe, hold on. I got you. Well, you got to go back and ride. I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I tried. All right, I got you. All right, well, let's just take a break from that, and we'll drop that call if I learn how to do it. I tried. I did homework last night, and I did stay on the line, and I just got to tell all my advertisers that next week you will get video ads on YouTube, but for now it is just going to be an audio ad, and that goes for you too, Westland and Bennett. Hey, Nicole! Hey, Nicole!
Life's biggest challenges don't come with a warning. When legal issues arise, whether it's a car accident, personal injury, criminal charge, or representing you before municipal boards, you need a trusted advocate on your side. At Westland & Bennett, we listen first because your story matters. We provide strategic, personalized legal solutions to protect your rights, your freedom, and your future. Peace of mind starts with a conversation. Call 219-440-7550 today for a free consultation.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Strachan Van Til, where making life easier starts with a smile.
For over 100 years, Roofers Local 26 has been keeping Northwest Indiana dry and safe. Since 1919, our highly trained members have built a reputation for skills, safety, and reliability. With a 4-year apprenticeship and certifications in OSHA safety, first aid, and CPR, we deliver quality you can trust. When you need roofing done right, choose Roofers Local 26, protecting what matters most for over a century. For more information, visit www.roofers26.com.
Introducing Powers Health, a health system with a new name and a strong legacy of caring for families in our community. One with a tradition of advanced specialized services and a vision for the future. One with a commitment to medical excellence and compassionate care. Everything we do, everything we believe, powers health.
Hele mora shinimaka lorosh mufipi. Hey everybody, AM 1230 WJOB, and if you were watching, the 4 or 5 of you on the YouTube or on the interweb, I'm sitting here just smiling because after 11 years of being at Purdue, which was really nice, and we built up a TV studio or TV station for sports that we would have never done, and got a ton of people working from the university. I even got an MBA there. We were there long enough, but we're back, and I'm just happy to be here. And I was just stretching, and the reason that I'm laughing at that is that a couple of years ago, Kubik, who is going to be here on Wednesday to fix the lighting in the studio and redesign things, he'll be here. Look at Paul Goddard. Listen to this. He has nothing better to do with his life but get up at 2 a.m. and go cover a car crash in LaPorte County. But Goddard says there's over 50 of us on YouTube. Don't play with us. Listen, I'm telling you, folks, on YouTube, I did not want this. I wanted to come here and just talk on the radio and get back to our roots. And then all these PNW students are like, hey, dude, we need a YouTube channel. And, okay. And then a bunch of people are like, hey, dude, we need a podcast channel. I just want to talk on the radio. I don't know what to tell you. Just leave it at that. But anyways, a couple years ago, Kubik who is the most underrated talent. It's like there's been two people I've been around in radio since I came back here in 04 and bought the station that just had a weird creative element to them that is kind of hard to explain, but it is on another level. I mean, I've got like Kuziak's probably and Verley are the best political talkers that you could even listen to on network TV. They're as good, if not better, than them. But these two goofballs are two of the more creative ones. And one was Preacher, certainly, if anybody remembers him. He's been dead for 14 years. And the other one is Kubik. I can't explain him. Underrated and unbelievable. But he does this calendar, and there are 12 pictures of me stretching. Each one has a huge picture of me stretching over the many years. He had to go through so much video to take a screenshot of me stretching on, and I'm in all of them, I'm in different clothes, so he had to find 12 different stretching photos. So I'm cleaning things out, and my granddaughter, who's 3, sees the calendar and picks it up, and she's like, Gampy, what are you doing? I'm like, I didn't realize that I bring my arms up and I stretch them all the time. And she's like looking through each picture. And then my wife's laughing. She's like, oh, yeah, Kubik, and God put that together and blah, blah, blah. So here I am stretching to the camera, which I don't even care is there. And I'm back in the studio, and I'm smiling. I realize, I go, why am I smiling? All right, anyways, here we go. Traffic. 294 around the city looks pretty good. 80 going east and west looks good. The Bishop Ford up the gut of the Southland there's a tiny little bit of a brake tap at the Merch, but that's it. It's very light. Skyway Toll Road, Borman, I-65 are all moved along pretty well. In terms of the weather, it's 5 degrees Celsius, which means that it is 41 degrees at Laborers Local 41. I ran into Omar, who is a Laborers 41 guy. He's out at BP right now. And we had a very long discussion in the parking lot of Menards on Sunday. I had my Laborers 41 sweatshirt on, and he's like, hey, dude, hey, brother. And I say, hey, listen, I just want to be clear that I am a former member of Laborers 41, and I am not currently working or whatever. And he's like, okay, that's cool. So we started talking, and he used to be a traveler, and I had traveled, I think, one time to Michigan. I was going to be a traveler, which means that you just follow the work wherever they send you. Hey, they got jobs here in Mississippi, and they're putting in a government housing complex, or they're building a power plant, and they needed someone to go out down there and for 12 hours a day bust out concrete. And you're like, okay, I'll do that. But he was a traveler, and we talked about how that life, and he's got a job, and but he was a torch man. Now, I was very bad at that, and that's like a lot of times, you're just cutting things up mostly. Now, I was good with the chipping hammer. That's a different one. I was probably better at destruction than construction, but you got to break things down before you can build them up. But anyways, I want to say hi to Omar. All right, here we are. I'm here. I do want to hit just like one or two news stories, and this is the one that comes out of the Times. Dan Carden writes this article. The top law enforcement officer in Lake County is accused of misspending nearly $300,000 on pricey hotel rooms, golf outings, restaurants, alcohol, and numerous other purchases not authorized by Indiana law. A special investigative report filed by the State Board of Accounts yesterday demands Lake County Sheriff Oscar Martinez Jr. repay hundreds of questioned charges incurred between January of 2022 and December of 2024. That's 3 years, basically. According to the report, the money was drawn from the jail commissary fund, which consists of revenue generated by the sale of merchandise to Lake County jail inmates and spent without the approval of the Lake County Council. The largest category of questioned spending included 221 donations to various nonprofit organizations, churches, labor organizations, and similar entities totaling $265,000, including money for more than 43 golf outings, advertising, meals, and events that personally benefited Martinez benefited Martinez. The report also shows Martinez dropped $492 at a Hooters restaurant in Indianapolis and $250 at a Twin Peaks restaurant in Phoenix, and thousands more on hotel rooms, blah, blah, blah. Now, we just had a caller from Phoenix, Steve Stanek, who is definitely not above going to Twin Peaks restaurant. I'm sure he's been to that Twin Peaks restaurant in Phoenix. Anyways, the State Board of Accounts is asking the Democratic sheriff to repay $294,000 for questionable purchases, and another $60,000 to cover the costs of the special investigation, for a total of $353,000. Martinez emphatically disputes any misspending occurred in a 20-page response from Sheriff's Attorney John Kopak. Specifically, Kopak contends all the donations to the various charitable organizations were intended to reduce or prevent crime, a top priority for the Lake County Sheriff's Department, and a permitted commissary expenditure. And here is Kopak. Kopak says, Sheriff Martinez understands that the work of the Sheriff's Department is much more than arrests and incarcerations in jail. It is the policy and commitment of the sheriff to overall community improvement that leads to less crime and improving police and community relations by fostering cooperative partnerships with non-government operations throughout Lake County, regardless of race, creed, color, or national origin. As to the other questioned costs for like meals, drinks, hotels, and other meetings and training, that kind of things, or team building exercises that directly benefited employee morale and the work of the Sheriff's Department. So here's what Kopak says. For example, one of the Karma Cigar events raised funds and awareness for a local Boys and Girls Club, which most definitely combats juvenile delinquency with its many youth-oriented activities. So here we go. 300 and how many $1,000 do they want him to pay back? $353,000. Now, what did Repay say? Lake County Commissioner Mike Repay, the president of the three-member executive authority, described the sheriff's behavior as detailed in the report as, quote, egregious and certainly worthy of the scrutiny the State Board of Accounts brought to bear on Martinez's spending. If I had a choice, said Repay, who I'm going to believe in this scenario, it would be the State Board of Accounts over the guy that's accused of misusing $300-some thousand. Repay also noted that if Martinez did nothing wrong, there's no reason he couldn't have presented his commissary spending to the county council for regular review and approval. and he hopes the Indiana General Assembly soon will require that of all 92 sheriffs. The people of Lake County and the state of Indiana deserve robust oversight that will ensure funds are used properly. Wow. So Repay weighed in on this, baby. Now, I got to believe that I was going to ask Kuziak to come in with me on Friday. Now that this story's out, I'll bet he comes in. Whoa! Repay versus Martinez. Ready, break. All right. Wing right, 22 dive. On one. Ready, break. In the backfield, Oscar Martinez. I'm going to hand the ball to Oscar Martinez, and that linebacker waiting right there is Mike Repay. And they're going to collide at the line of scrimmage, and who's going to win? Huh? Well, the State Board of Accounts is going to come from the defensive end position and assist with the tackle. John Kopak is going to come behind Martinez and push him across the first down line, or are they going to miss it and it's going to be the ball going the other way? I don't know. All right, let's take some phone calls. All right, I have no idea who you are or if you're on the air. I just learned how to operate all this. And, hey, you are on the air. How are you? Hele Marahashka Fapaharama. All right, hold on. Yes. Hey, you're on the air. Apalarashkara Fupa. Marara, no. All right, let's try it again. All right, let's try one more time. Heshke fipi palamana. Can you hear me? All right, what am I doing wrong? Give me a second. I'm doing something wrong. All right. I am so sorry. I hung up on that last person that waited. Call back and I'll put you right on. I can see your numbers now. Hey, you're on the air. How are you?
Jim Vinny, how are you?
Jim Vinny. How you doing, Jim Vinny?
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm Vinny. It's good to hear you. The Bears going to win the Super Bowl, Vinny? Bears, a quick question. I know you got something you want to say, but are the Bears going to win the Super Bowl? Better yet, are they going to win this week?
No.
Oh, what the heck? What is your problem? Tell us why.
Well, I know with the lines and everything, I know that this game, didn't really matter much for the Bears, but it had to be because now you're 0-2. You lost the last two games in the regular season. This is a brand new season. Forget about what happened in the regular season. The Packers, they're going to be ready to play.
You know what? As soon as I saw we were playing the Packers, I was like, this is bad. It could have been anybody but the Packers. Because how many times, Vinny, have you been watching a game and it looked like in the third quarter the Bears might win the game, and then either Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers or going back to Mikowski. I mean, it seems like the Packers have had our number for almost our entire lives. You know what I mean? Now, are they going to break our hearts this weekend? I don't know, man. All right, but anyways, what is the spread on that game? Do you know?
They said that you can pick them, but right now it looks like the Packers are favored by 2.5.
Let's see. The Bears were 1.5-point favorites, but that has now flipped, and now the Packers are 1.5 to 2.5-point favorites. Now, think about this, Vinny. The Bears win the division. They get third place in the playoffs, and they're playing at home, and they're given 2.5 points. What does that tell you?
It tells you that their defense. If you look at their defense, Jim, it's right now. It doesn't look good on their defense. I mean, yeah, they held the Lions scored, and then if you look, with Robin St. James, what he did and everything, get wide open and everything. These guys, their free safeties got to step up, and that's something that they have to do, and they're not doing it.
By the way, I meant that they were getting 2.5 points. But what is that? Is that Friday or Saturday? When is that game?
Saturday.
Vinny, as you're not a Bears fan, you're a Steelers fan. I get that. So you don't have the same feeling. But if you've gotten your heart broken so many times over so many decades, how often do you put your heart out there? You know what I mean? All of us longtime Bears fans are going to be watching it. And if that final gun goes off, or the final tick on the clock goes off, and we've lost again, our hearts will be again broken. And I just don't know how many times I want to do that in my life. You know what I mean? It's just been one.
Well, you have to look at, that's the thing, Jim. You have to look at reality. Everybody wants to put their heart and soul in, with the Chicago Bears this year. They predicted that they're going to go to the Super Bowl, because they got Ben Johnson. Okay, yeah, it looks good on paper, but paper don't play the game. But you have to look at reality of, you got the Packers at home. Yeah, you beat them already. Going back 2 weeks ago. Now you get them again. The Packers are going to be ready this time.
That was a miracle. That was a miracle last
time. They got Micah Parsons out. But they're coming together now, and they're learning how to, play with their defense and everything. And Jordan Love will be back, and so they're going to get some of the players back that they really need.
That was a miracle on that last game, by the way. It just was meant to be. Here's what it was meant to be. If you really want to do conspiracy theories about your heart, is that it was enough to lure us in to kind of believing that anything is possible. But when in reality, and you said you got to look at reality, we're still Bears fans. And there's a good chance that tens of thousands of us here in Northwest Indiana and millions of us across the Chicagoland area are going to get our hearts stomped on Saturday night. And I don't know what to say. I'm with you. I would be very surprised if they win that game. But anyways, what's on your mind, man?
Well, my Steelers won. That was a wonderful game. Okay, going with the heart and everything, but I have to look at reality, and that's what I was looking at, that this team, gives up a lot of points on their defense, so yeah. Give you an update what's going on with Sandy. Sandy's been in the hospital for the last 3 weeks. She broke her ankle here at the house. When I was at work, she called me. I called, the paramedics, they came out. She had surgery 2 weeks ago on a Saturday for her ankle, and she's doing okay. Once she gets better, she lost a lot of blood, and she had to get 8 blood transfusions in the last 2 weeks. And what they're going to do is that once she gets healthy and she gets better, she's going to be transported to Brickyard Manor in Portage. It's a senior living rehab. It's going to be short term to get her stronger and to go through rehab. For her ankle.
Well, I mean, it's her ankle. The rest of her's doing okay.
No, Jim. Sandy has degenerative bones disease. She has the Parkinson's. The dementia is okay for right now. She understands what's going on. She gets frightened at times because she's, like with her surroundings, she's not comfortable, being in a hospital for this long. Most of the time it's like maybe a week or two, and then she'll come home, being her own surroundings. But right now it's like, it's different. All
right, man, you're a saint, Vinny. Jim Vinny. And our heart goes out to Sandy. We know we followed her for many years, and your devotion to her. And there are people listening right now that are just like, man, he is one devoted dude, both to his Steelers and to Sandy. By the way, to change the subject, I don't mean to minimize that. Your Steelers are at home, and they're 3.5 points underdogs. How's that feel?
Right. Well, I like I said, I have to look at reality. If you look at this last game, like the last minute and a half, you get you free up your wide receiver, and he's wide open, and you got your defense, and that's reality. These guys can't figure out who they're going to cover. You get a guy wide open, and score what, two touchdowns in the last 3.5 minutes. And then we almost lost, I know Chris Boswell never missed a field goal. I mean, an extra point, in the last 4 years, he misses one. And then, here, Lamar Jackson takes him down inside the 20, and everybody thought that this guy, Loop was going to make it. Wide right, game over, but, it's something, it does happen to the best kickers in the league.
All right, Vinny, it's good to hear your voice, my friend. My heart goes out to you with all of the things that you've been going through with Sandy, but in the end, you're a good dude, man. Just leave it at that. Thanks a lot. All right, stay where you're at.
You too. Take care.
All right, let me see. I got to drop his call. Drop call. All right, good. All right, now I've got some people that are saying they can't get in. And we have, I think, a lot of lines now, and that means that there are that many people waiting, and there are. So I'm going to move through a little bit better. And I am so sorry but that you had to wait so long. But, hey, you're on the air. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, are you okay that I moved back to the old studio?
Let me remind you that when you first moved to the Purdue studio, I said, keep up your old digs, because one fine day Purdue's going to tell you, get out. And so, I'm not surprised, but you've neglected the toilet. So when are you going to get the toilet fixed?
I got them fixed. Everything's working here. Hey, listen, okay. I don't want to misrepresent. I mean, Purdue did not directly, ask us to leave, but they got all of the other entrepreneurs out of the center and made it a cybersecurity center, and we could see the writing on the wall. Honestly, Walt, I remembered your comment. And I think there is, you were very prescient in that you kind of knew, you dealt with higher education long enough that you kind of knew how it works. And you've made a lot of predictions over the years that were true. And I'm just going to give you your kudos on that one, all right? You kind of saw what would eventually happen. We'll leave it at that.
Let me ask you this. You still have a relationship with Purdue where you're taking in their students, their communication students, to get some real live experience with the radio station?
All right. I need to sneeze, so hold on a second. I'm sorry about that. We have a great relationship with Purdue, and it just, things change, and it really didn't make any sense for us to be just a renter there. We had moved in there to be around all of the other entrepreneurs and to bring in students, and we did that. We got people at Barstool, we got people at Big Ten Network. We did what we were supposed to do. And Purdue did what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to supply us with entrepreneurship and technical expertise. And without moving there for 11 years, we would not have been able to build the Heartland Sports Network, which does games all over now and is a kind of a way bigger company than WJOB, because we were there and because we had the technical expertise, because there were all of these entrepreneurs and Mon Hanley and Jason Williams and all of the entrepreneurship and all the 1 million cups and the Big Sal. We were part of all of that. And they showed us, Walt, how to create a technology company. We wouldn't have done that sitting here. So the answer to your question is yes. I think we still have 6 students and we're looking at more. But there's one thing that's different now that I know you are in higher education, in that nobody's taking interns. And that worries me.
Why is that?
Well, a lot of first of all, there is a disconnect between the skills that are needed and the skills that any college produces from their people. And I'll give you this. So back in the old days, they could teach you how to edit. They could teach you how to do the cameras and lighting and sound and all that stuff. And you needed those things to, do your broadcast. And so you would bring in interns. And you would bring them in, and then I always paid them so that, they would do what I said. It was always low pay. But the skills that you need are the technology skills. You need people to know how to put AI together, people that can build systems and use the very highest level of technology, especially on phones, especially on Google Gemini and Chat GPT, and put those together. And the schools haven't caught up yet where they can supply you with those skills. So we're getting an inordinate amount of people that want to intern because nobody in Chicago is taking them. And now they're coming down here. I'm getting really high level applications, and I'm like, we don't have room for that. And we have plenty of people that I already have that run it. So there's a disconnect between your higher education institutions and what is needed in technology companies. Now they're trying to catch up, but they're way behind. Are you going to answer?
Well, that's a sad story because I think it contributes to one thing that's going on, and that is that this senior graduating class, they're having a devil of a time getting entry-level positions. There's a number of explanations for that, one of which is because of the impact of AI. And one of my grandsons is an A student at a name university, spent a semester in Australia as a business student, and reading the business pages about the problems of the senior graduating class, was he having any trouble finding employment? And he said the job market sucks. Those were his words.
And Walt, let me address that. It is not the fault of the institutions. They're a little behind, but they need to catch up. And you need someone that knows how to run an AI system. That's it. If you know how to run an AI-based system, you could go anywhere in America and get a job. But nobody's teaching that, not yet. And the entry-level jobs that you're talking about can be automated entirely. And I'll give you an example. You see me right here? We moved back, and it's just a radio station now. All that sports guys, they got their own network and all that. They're doing great. It's just me and 4 students, and I've had to teach them everything that we need. But Adriana sits here, and she knows how to run everything. Lynette sits here; she knows how to run everything. Matt Kaufman, Joe Cimino. But that's all I can. It's all I can show. And not only that, I don't need anybody else. I don't need, full-time employees. So people that have been in the broadcasting business, I don't have any possible way to employ you, and I don't have any possible way to bring in more people, partly because I'm going to finish this show right now, and it used to be it would take a long time to cut it up and look and put in inserts and graphics and all that, and you had to have somebody that knew how to do that. Now I go to Riverside, give them the URL to the YouTube page, and they'll cut it all up for me, and we can just take it and put it wherever we need to go. There's no need for somebody to do that. Isn't that sad?
Yeah. Nothing more discouraging than work your tush off to do well in college and do a semester abroad in business, and the job market sucks.
Not getting any better.
Resumes, and they don't even get a response.
So remember
That's
when
the environment.
Remember when the inland steel went from 30,000 down to about 4,500 over like 15 years? That's what this is like. That's what's happening right now.
Wow.
Do you remember
How
that?
about another subject?
Wait a second. Do you remember when good, long-working people in the mills, and there were all these retraining things, and you'd go? I mean, it was really sad. I mean, I knew a lot of guys that worked at the mills, and they got just pushed out by the automation of the mill, and they're 50 years old, and, you know, that's all they ever knew. And they, you know, I mean,
right.
Some went on to, like, teach high school or stuff like that, but it was really sad. That is happening right now at that level at 50, 55, 60, 45. But it's also happening back then. You could come out of school with an engineering degree and the mills would pick you up because you were cheaper and you had the technical skills. Now you're coming out with a great degree, just like your grandson, and there's nothing there for you. That's not a very hopeful situation. Anyways, move on, Walt.
Nope. Well, let's talk an interesting story. This is out of Sunday Chicago Sun-Times. A woman killed in suspected mountain lion attack in Colorado. A woman was killed in a suspected mountain lion attack while she was hiking alone in the mountains of northern Colorado last week, in what would be the first fatal attack by one of the predators in the state in more than 25 years. The attack occurred in the mountains south of the small community of Glen Haven, about 7 miles northeast of Estes Park, which is a big tourist town, and considered the gateway to the eastern entrance of the Rocky Mountain National Park. Shortly before noon, two hikers encountered a mountain lion near the woman's body along a remote section of the Crozier Mountain Trail, which is in a national forest. Now, the national forests are different than national parks. National parks are managed on a preservation basis, whereas the national forests are set up originally to provide a perpetual source of lumber to the American market. So the things that go on in the national forest are very different than a national park. But this goes back 20 years ago. And now this woman was killed in an isolated area. Foolishly, I don't understand why women don't get this. Jogging alone in isolated areas. I mean, it's not just mountain lions that you have to worry about, but the FBI estimates there's something like 50 serial killers traveling around the country looking for victims, and a top victim is a woman jogging alone. How about that?
All right. So I'm kind of glad you brought this up because my sister-in-law, Rose Nineheis, Mexican girl from East Chicago, Mexican woman from East Chicago, married a Dutch dude the 9 HISAs that had Helix Hydraulics out in Crown Point. You might remember anybody. But anyways, one day they just pick up and they move to New Mexico. And they want to move because he's a mountain biker. I've gone mountain biking with him, and I probably will never do that again. He's broken his collarbone, and he's just crazy on this bike. And I followed him a few times, and my wife's like, we're never going there again. But we go to visit them in New Mexico, and it turns out that Rose jogs by herself. And she told us a story one time of being on kind of an isolated road, and then all of a sudden a mountain lion went in front of her across the road, and she's like, oh my gosh. And so she stopped, and then she noticed there was another mountain lion behind her, and she's like, oh my God. And she was in the middle of nowhere, and she literally thought they were circling her. And then finally a pickup truck came by, and she was able to get on the back of the pickup truck and get out of that area. But she thought if nothing had come, that might have been the end of her. And so my wife's like, well, why don't you not jog alone? And she's like, no, that's why I moved here to New Mexico, so I could jog at any time and ride my bike and so forth. So she accepts it as a risk that a mountain lion or a bear is going to attack her at any time. And that's how these people think out there, Walt. That's how. Hey, what about Steve Stanek? He and his wife, Stanek's, you think he's going to be able to fight out off a mountain lion? Heck no. But he goes and he jogs 10 miles by himself into the mountains around Phoenix. He lives way on the west side. I've been to his house. There's nothing around there. These people don't think like you and me. They just go do it.
Well, you can be attacked by a mountain lion, not even in an isolated area. About 20 years ago, there was an incident in the Canadian town of Banff, which is a big tourist town. It's on the road between Calgary, Alberta, to Vancouver. I've been there several times. And a woman was jogging in a public park in Banff, and this mountain lion came out of the woods, attacked her, killed her, was dragging her away when to eat her, and fortunately somebody came along to scare the animal away, but the woman was dead at that point. But it's the kind of thing that can happen. I mean, here you're mentioning bears. This is an item out of the Chicago Tribune in November.
Hey, Walt, I do have to slow you up here. I got to move on. I'm only on until like 7:55, and I have somebody coming in. So I got to move on, but thank you for calling, and thank you for testing our new phone system. All right? Thanks, buddy.
Pretty good. I like it.
All right, man. Thanks. Let me see if I could drop call. And let's take one more. Alakamara Heshmi and Fapamaraha. Hey, you're on the air. How are you?
Well, it looks like Spiros is kind of like small time, a saint compared to Oscar Martinez, wouldn't you think?
Just to remind people, it just came out this morning that the State Board of Accounts is accusing Oscar Martinez of misspending nearly $300,000 on pricey hotel rooms, golf outings, restaurants, alcohol, and other purchases not authorized by Indiana law. What do you make of this?
How come one can get away with it and Spiros didn't spend nothing like that and lose his whole job? How does that work here in Lake County? They pick and choose?
That's a rhetorical...
Well, let's move on.
No, wait a second. That's a rhetorical question. Why are you comparing Martinez to Spiros? Spiros never had any, as far as I remember, any... I don't know of any...
Spiros got thrown out, and he really shouldn't have, because the board, the members gave him a raise and gave him what he needed to spend. How can you throw a guy out that was the board of members giving that money? He really done nothing wrong. He's a saint, compared to these allegations of Oscar Martinez. In a union environment, if they give you a raise of and you're making $100,000, you just can't come in there and then fire the guy because you gave him a raise. That it's pick and choose here in Lake County. It always has been. But let's go to. I don't want to say too much about Verley. I think she's feeling the vibes, and she didn't come in this morning.
No, Verley had some. Verley's fine.
Pack his stuff up and archive it. Remember, someday if I ever become producer, I'll get into the windshield escapade going up north. But Trump is the greatest president of all time, and I'm going to tell you why. He's the GOAT. I'm going to tell you why, Jed. You know, you would think Franklin D. Roosevelt would be the greatest president of all time. In fact, he's probably the worst. Because if he would have let Patton march through Russia, Russia controlled Cuba with the missile crisis. Russia controls everything. If Roosevelt would have just let Patton go in through Russia, we wouldn't have these problems. And another thing, that's the first thing that changed history. And then the Union Busters, the Kennedy boys, Robert and John, when John had Robert go after Hoppe, that was the end of the labor movement, Walt. You know, non-union or union. That was it. And ever since they went after Hoppe, come the downfall. Because the Hoppe and the boys took care of the punks. And now look at the mess we're in. And another thing, too, Jed, I could get you on that one computer. I could start a show. I'll be watching how you do the commercials now.
Goodbye.
First thing I'm going to do.
Good to see you.
I'm going to talk about the windshield incident.
I know you are, and I don't want to talk about that right now.
What would you call it, legalized in there?
Hey,
I like the setup.
Hey, listen.
You know, one person can do it, and then you could bring your guest in. I like that a lot. The lighting looks good. Chuck Poland and James D. Lowe and Matt Kaufman did an excellent job. I like going in there, and I think that's where you should be.
That's the smartest thing you've said in many years. Bye. Good. See you later. I gotta go. You're done. Hey, guys, be right back on the voice and face of the region. And why not, huh?
For over 140 years, the Central Midwest Carpenters have built our communities in Northwest Indiana. Are you ready to join the effort? We have long-term work, competitive pay, and the best benefits in the industry. We pride ourselves on innovative training and commitment to worksite safety. Earn as you learn as an apprentice. A solid career built on a solid legacy. For more info, go to carpenters.com.
Looking for a place to enjoy great food and great games? Head to Doc's Barbecue in Dyer. Indulge in Southern-style hickory smoked meats served in a fun, welcoming atmosphere. Want to catch the latest local Jed TV basketball games? Just ask and they'll have it on one of their 15 big-screen TVs. Whether you're here for the food, the fun, or the hoops, Doc's has something for everyone. Stop by Doc's Smokehouse on Calumet Avenue in Dyer, where flavor and sports come together.
For a fast and friendly car wash, go to Easy Clean Car Wash. Open 7 days a week in 4 convenient locations: Highland, Griffith, Cherville, and Lansing. Free vacuuming, air freshener, and a towel with every wash. It's fast, safe, and gentle. For more information and hours of all our locations, visit myeasyclean.com. Also, see how you can wash your car daily with our $10 Ultimate Wash for only $19.99 per month. Give your car the best clean at Easy Clean Car Wash.
Tell the folks where they can find the French Room.
Fridays, 3 to 5 Central.
And where can they listen?
On WJOB, AM 1230, 104.7 FM.
I believe those are the radio people.
Who the hell's that?
I have no idea. But you could listen worldwide on TuneIn.com or watch on JetTV.com.
Get your Jet TV, the Front Room.
With Marla Kubik. Variety, sometimes at its finest.
AM 1230 WJOB. Gosh darn it. I used to be able to leave the spot here and run down the hallway, go to the bathroom, and get back easily during a 2-minute spot set. And I just realized I haven't done that in over 11 years. And it takes me a lot longer at the urinal than it used to. So you had a little bit of dead air there. Sorry about that. You know what? If you can't laugh at yourself, then who can you laugh at? I should have been playing some of this, huh? But anyways, let's take a look at the roadways. 294 around the city looks pretty good. 80 going east and west looks good. The Bishop Ford up the gut of the Southland is good, but the Dan Ryan got bad all of a sudden. So you get to the merge, you think, oh, Jet said the Dan Ryan's great. No, they had some issues right by the exit ramp up where you said, what do they call it? Congress. I think they call it Ida B. Wells now. And there's some slowness there. I don't know if they're working on it or whatever, but it's right at the city, and that's backing things all the way up with the whole Dan Ryan. So the Bishop Ford's good, but the Dan Ryan's bad. Skyway, Toll Road, Barman, I-65, they're all moved along well. In terms of the weather, it is still 41 at Labor's Local 41. And that is going to actually, we should surprisingly see a little bit of sunshine for, I don't know, for about an hour or two right now. And in the 40s, sunshine in the morning in January, we'll take it. And but the rest of the day should be kind of cloudy. Maybe a little bit of sunshine around 1 or 2. I think around 1 o'clock today, it should be 46 degrees and sunny. What a great moment that is in January. And tomorrow, high of 46 and sunny all day. Thursday, a high of 57. But I'll expect some rain on Thursday. And then Friday, a high of 56. And no real rain expected. So crazy, crazy times in terms of some weather. All right. So I am here, and you can call me at 219-845-1100. And we have a just to remind people, after 11 years, we have come back to our roots here at the WJOB studios underneath the 400-foot tower. And I could not be more excited. We had a really nice run at Purdue for 11 years. I want to thank everybody at Purdue, and they basically taught us how to build a sports network and gave me an MBA. So we came back here with the radio. The sports network is got its own direction, and it's just me and a couple of students here, and Chuck Pullen and Bob Starkey and Kuziak and Verley and the normal crew. I will make this small announcement. We're having a little Cal show, I think at 8 o'clock. And then at 8:30 is going to be, I think, the town of Munster. And then I'm supposed to do the Weezer podcast at 9 o'clock and Mastering Local Marketing at 9:30. And then Phil Potempa's at 10. I actually have to go somewhere partly because Adriana's had some car trouble. So it all got jumbled up. So to Weezer and to Matt Hansen, those 9 and 9:30 podcasts, if you can move those back to 11:30, something like that, on the other side of Potempa, we could accommodate that to get the house cleaning out of the way. One of the reasons that we wanted to come back here is we only had one studio down at Purdue, and that's all we had room for. There's a nice studio, but here we are. We're building a second studio so we could actually record a podcast while we're live on the air. We did not have that capability there at Purdue, and you could already see we're going to basically be using this studio until noon, and we're probably a week or two at the very least away from building a kind of a larger, better studio. And we can accommodate that. If you want your own podcast or your own show, all you got to do is kind of get a hold of Adriana at WJOB1230.com. It's 2 N's in Adriana, and she'll take care of you. And we've gotten a lot of people that have added. As a matter of fact, I want to say that Spark Speaks was yesterday. So, all right, at least we're recording podcasts up until 12:30 or 1. And so there is a huge appetite for local sports, which we did not know. We started a TV station to make a news talk station, and next thing you know, it turned into a sports TV station. And we're happy and we're glad we found something that we could, add to the good of what's happening here in the Calumet region. And the same thing with podcasting. We had no idea that there were so many people that wanted their own podcast or their own show. If you want one, if Griffith Public Schools is really good at it, and Hammond Public Schools are really good at it. The town of Munster is going to be here at 8:30. They're excellent at doing their own show. The town of Dyer. If you're a governmental entity, you should be telling your own story. Whether it's with us or you figure out a way to maybe hire a media person and they put stuff out on to social media or do a show and you put clips out. You need to control your own story. The world changed. You can't wait for the Times to come cover your Board of Public Works meeting and say, hey, dude, I'm not getting any coverage. No, you got to do your own media, and that's how it is. I applaud. I know some people are kind of against Mayor Tom McDermott doing his own podcast, but I think it's a great idea. And that's the world now, and you either are going to come along with the changes or you're just going to go, dude, I just want to run my time out and then I'll leave and let everybody else handle it. You should leave now if that's you. But anyways, all right, let's take some phone calls. 219-845-1100. I do want to reiterate that there was kind of one surprising story that has come out this morning out of the Times. Dan Carden, or I think it was actually, you might have posted it late last night, but the top law enforcement officer in Lake County is accused of misspending nearly $300,000 on pricey hotel rooms, golf outings, restaurants, alcohol, and numerous other purchases not authorized by Indiana law. That is Lake County Sheriff Oscar Martinez. His attorney, he says Sheriff Martinez understands that the work of the Sheriff's Department is much more than arrests and incarcerations. It is a policy and commitment of the Sheriff to overall community improvement that leads to less crime and improving police and community relations by fostering cooperative partnerships with non-government organizations throughout Lake County, regardless of race, creed, color, or national origin. So you got two people. You've got Mike Repay jumping into the fray here, Lake County Commissioner Mike Repay. The president of the county's executive authority described the sheriff's behavior as, quote, egregious. Mike Repay's bald-headed brother is going to be here in just a little bit. I'm sure I won't ask him about that, but you can. All right, here we go. Let's see here. I'm going to try to bring you in on our brand-new computer phone system. And, hey, you are on the air. How are you?
I'm good. Jed, are you surprised by this Oscar Martinez story?
With Lake County?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. With Lake County? Nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me.
Jed, the question was, are you surprised by the Oscar Martinez story?
Oh, nothing surprises me about Lake County and what happens here. So, no, I'm not usually ever surprised by anything that happens here.
I mean, he's been above reproach for his entire law enforcement career, correct?
What do you mean above reproach?
Has there ever been a scandal involving his name?
Yeah, Yeah, I think there was before. I can't remember exactly what it was. Something with the casino but I think he was cleared of that, or that it didn't. He didn't get any criminal charges or anything. I don't remember the details of it.
What, Jed? Was it just one incident, or have there been about 3 or 4 prior to this one?
So hold on a second. Now I remember that with the casino, and then a few years ago there was something with the Crown Point police guy and going to Karma Cigar Bar, and so I do remember 2. Okay, I remember 2 situations. Yeah. So where are you going with this?
2. Well, Jed, I think there was the casino overpay. I think there was the casino spending the bad bills out in public. I think there was the police pursuit. Then I think there was another misappropriation of funds, and now this one.
Okay, I don't remember another allegation of misappropriation of funds, but I do remember the first 2 because I'm the morning guy. I got to talk about it. So here we are talking about this situation. Okay, so Dan Cardin is saying that the State Board of Accounts has come in and said you shouldn't have been spending this money out of the jail commissary fund, and it is not allowed by Indiana state law. And he's saying that according to his attorney, just to remind other people, that it was basically John Kopak is the guy's name, and that the work of the sheriff's department is much more than arrests and incarceration, and it is overall community improvement, basically, is what these are. You scared me. Holy moly, dude. Somebody's just standing there, and it's Adriana. But anyways, so here's the thing that kind of surprises me a little bit. You asked me if I'm surprised at this. I'm like, no, I don't get surprised. I'm surprised that Mike Repay got involved in this one. He came on, and Mike Repay says this is, quote, egregious, certainly worthy of the State Board of Accounts pressure.
Well, Jed, let me read you the Chicago Tribune, one part of it. The report said Martinez improperly used $1,500 in commissary funds to pay for conference registration costs for his wife and 9 others in 22 and 23. Here's the line for you, Jed. Also, Martinez and various officers got reimbursed for $5,700 in restaurant bills at conferences, where they also got a per diem allowance. Auditors found, ready for this, Jed? 46% of the reimbursed costs were for alcohol.
All right.
46%.
So, what are you looking for me to respond? I want your opinion on this. What do you think about Oscar Martinez's behavior in office?
Corrupt as hell. Can I put it any clearer?
No. Okay. And that was what I was looking for. What do you think? Where do you think this goes?
I hope they charge him. My second question to you is this. As we move into the new sheriff's race, Flores and Martinez have a lot of photos together for Flores' election. So if you lay with dogs, you get fleas. Would you admit to that, Jed?
No, hold on a second. I don't know who aligns with who on the sheriff's race. I don't know. Honestly, and I don't want to know. Okay, so I'm not going to make those accusations or allegations on anybody in that race. And here's why. Part of it is there are a lot. It's kind of cool that there are a lot of good people running for this thing, including Flores, including Gore, including Williams, including there's like 2 others. That it's a very it's a competitive race already. I've seen many of them. I should probably bring in each one of them. So I would like to kind of, at least at this point, keep it a pretty pure race. I'm fine. You calling Oscar Martinez corrupt as hell, that is your opinion, and that is a solid opinion. But, let's try to keep that sheriff's race out of this, okay? That would be
Jed,
my guess.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
At some point, when there are allegations of corruption and wrongdoing over and over and over again, do you separate yourself from that person, or do you continue to take photos with him?
Okay, you're doing it again. Are you trying to make a link? So do you support somebody other than Flores, so you want to put a link between Martinez and Flores? Because that would be an agenda.
No, I'm just
okay. All right.
Am I wrong here?
No. I understand. That's
these candidates.
It's not a pretty situation. It's not a pretty situation, and I get that.
Question, Jed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is a vote for one of these candidates inviting the same alleged East Chicago corruption that's gone on for years?
You're doing it again. You're doing it what I have asked you not to do. I want to hear your opinion on this situation, and you are extrapolating it to basically smear somebody else,
Jed.
and that's not what we do. Hey, I am live on the air, going to shift, and Adriana's going to come in and take my spot. Adriana had a little trouble with her key fob. Can you turn up one, I think is his mic, and your mic is live, so don't run that. How you doing?
Didn't we know we're going to move?
Yeah.
It's like the guy that knew he was going to move, and he had a house to move into, but it wasn't ready to move into.
Yeah, it is.
Come on, dude. You got this young lady here coming here in this mess. I'm sorry. I'm old school. You got to be ready. You knew this may happen. Why didn't you prepare?
Everything's working. What are you talking about?
All right. Good old-time hockey, right?
I will say...
Old-time hockey.
I forgot that... I moved this around, right?
Adriana had trouble with her fob today.
I was so upset because...
That's neither here nor there. I just walked through a gauntlet of just...
So
I don't know what it is.
So you see that studio we're building out there? Top of the line. But it's not done. We couldn't move because we had to bring all the equipment that day.
I'm a construction guy. I didn't see any construction going on out there. I'll just see a big mess.
Well, one day...
You need a big dumpster is what you need back here.
We already filled
maybe you need 2 or 3.
Hey, can we talk about dumpsters? We filled a 30-yard dumpster. Hey, listen, I got you. Hey, look at what you did.
My comments are my personal.
Adriana made the. Oh, they're going to be so mad at what you just did, Adriana.
There he is.
There it is.
There it is. Live now?
Yeah, but you need to move this up here. Hold on. Don't push, okay?
Folks, he's got the camera sitting on a plastic tote.
The best part is it won't move.
I mean, this is just...
Hey, listen, and it says butt right behind your head.
This is, okay, Jim.
As the camera won't move
Old-time hockey. Old-time hockey. That's what we got going here. I'm trying to listen to the song.
Hey, listen. Can you turn that off over there? Hey, listen. Tom Mushlinsky is here. Can I finish that discussion right there?
And I'll let you interject here. But we sat and had a discussion like 2 months ago that we might be moving back to the old studio. And I'm like, okay. I'm thinking to myself, everything's all buttoned up, ready to go.
Sorry,
I walk into this, I'm like, what are we doing here?
This studio is perfect.
The only thing missing here is the ghost of the preacher.
No,
and he's here. He's here. I feel it. I'm serious. He's here.
Can I ask you a question about that? Are you done complaining about our lack of? They put
like this could be very nice. It just needs a little work.
Hey, just have some patience.
I know,
Adriana.
Let's talk about some.
No. I want to ask you about Preacher. They put a little storage bin in Preacher's office, and so that aura you're feeling, where he's a little bit kind of turned around. I think that he got disturbed by that. That office hasn't been touched in 14 years.
It's a museum. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't be touched. I agree.
And the ghost of George is floating around here too.
Yes,
the car guy.
The car guy.
See, I'm going back to.
You're going way back.
Way back here.
So hold on a second, Adriana. Can you feel a good energy here? Not yet, huh?
Adriana wants to see some carpet on the floor. She wants to see some ceiling tile.
Right.
No ceiling tile.
She wants to.
I think that today was a sign that they were like, hey, that preacher was like, hey, we don't want any new people in here because they made sure that my car didn't work.
Maybe,
But my main priority right now is to fix this camera angle.
All right. Well, you do that
Yeah,
while
you
we're
guys-
talking.
you guys talk. You guys
hey,
are
listen. Could Purdue have looked any better the other day?
I said to one of my friends, the first 5 minutes of the second half was like you just dropped the hammer. I walked out of the room to get something, and it was 7 points at halftime, and then I look at the screen, it's like 23 points. I'm like, oh my goodness, what just happened here? And they had their starters in there on Wisconsin side. The other guy was in foul trouble, but he was in there. So I'm like the Iowa State game was actually there was no good losses, but that was a wake-up call for these guys. You got to show up to play. Now, they got a little complacent towards the end of the game after Braden Smith got the record. I understand that. There's a lot of things going on. I've done some little calculations. He could become the second NCAA score assist leader in the Indiana game in February.
Is that at Indiana or
No,
home?
that's at
Can
home.
you turn his mic up? Can you pull it a little closer to your mouth?
So it's at home.
God,
what's great though is now I'm starting to look about going to games on the road because going to Mackey you're going to pay $150 to $200 for a decent ticket.
$280.
So I was my wife and me are going to be out west for a wedding, and we extended our trip and we're going to L.A. to see Purdue play at Pauley Pavilion, the Wizard of Westwood's.
$30.
It was I think it was $80
to sit in a lower level.
No, they were decent seats, but they're up, but they're on the aisle and they're like about the baseline. Not too bad.
So
but then I was looking yesterday, and I told my wife, I says we could fly out to Maryland, and the tickets are $43 each.
I've seen that too. I've been looking too.
I said I think we're gonna make because we got family out there. We're gonna go stay out there. But, they're loaded for bear, and one guy could have an off night. Like Fletcher Lawyer's been inconsistent for the last month.
God, did he look good against Wisconsin?
And, he had, I call it a quiet 20. Braden Smith would have had 15 to 20 assists, and they would have won that game by 30 points if these guys would hit open threes. I mean, wide open threes. There was no one within 10 feet of the guy.
Tom Buslinski, the number one Purdue critic and number one Purdue fan.
Yeah.
It really is. And by the way, I
always want more.
I know you always want more, and so I'm going to talk about more. Right now, I mean, we have the Purdue games on and we have the IU games. If I screw up and forget to put the Purdue pregame on, my phone blows up because it is so hot right now. And Sam Michael did an interview with the same interview he's been doing for years with Don Fisher, the one I used to do. Used to get like 200 views on Facebook. Now it gets tens. If one of them got 100,000 views because IU football and Purdue basketball and the Bears are so hot right now. It is great to be a college and pro fan.
I can't watch the NFL.
What is wrong with you?
No.
What do you mean?
I sit there and watch it with my sons, and I just laugh, and I says, the NFL is the new WWE. I'm sorry. Just watching some of this nonsense, I'm like, these are professionals. They don't make the mistakes like this unless they want to keep the games close. I'm sorry. That's just me. I call me a conspiracist, but whatever.
That is a huge conspiracist.
Oh, yeah. Bears look like crap for 3 quarters on Sunday. And then suddenly they wake up. Give me a break.
Do you think Ben Johnson's not upset about that? He goes on. That's the first call. Is Ripe coming?
Yeah, he's coming.
I called him Mike's bald-headed brother today. I thought maybe he got his feelings hurt
He
and
was
stayed
the one
home.
that he's probably can't get in. Front door's locked. He's probably sitting out there waiting for you.
You know, you would have thought that I would have thought that through.
You didn't, open the door so he can't get in.
If I open the door, MX comes by with his motorcycle and rides it through down. But he can't ride it right now because there's nowhere to go.
he could pull it right in here and fire it up.
Hey, listen. What time is it, by the way?
It's got to be close to 8.
We have 1 minute till 8 o'clock.
We have 1 minute.
He usually strolls.
Can we take a call or two while you're sitting here? I got to buy. There's a bunch of people waiting. Do you mind?
Yeah, old time hockey. Let's go.
There's no callers.
Oh, there's no callers? All right, good.
That sounds like Alec Baldwin.
There's nothing that says talker.
All right,
that's like Alec Baldwin doing his first radio show. Somebody call, please. Call me. Call me. If you want to see something real funny, folks, go on YouTube and bring up Alec Baldwin's debut on a radio talk show. It's very comical. He tries to do radio talk and talk for whatever. And
hey, can you go open the door?
He runs out. See what I tell you?
There's a bunch of people waiting out there.
He runs out of material. He runs out of material 3 minutes into the show.
So back to Purdue.
I mean, you gotta be able to sit there and have a conversation. And that's a problem that I run into young kids. They don't know how to converse with people.
What do you mean?
They want to text. They want to text their friends. You and me can sit and have a conversation. We could probably talk for hours. They run out of material. They have a tough time face-to-face communicating with people.
Can you imagine what it would be like to be 24 years old right now? Hold on. Yes, you have trouble communicating. You have trouble meeting women because you can only do it like online, really. And then you have trouble getting an entry-level job. They're not anywhere. I mean, it's tough.
So I'll talk about the women thing. We would
put the mic closer to your mouth. What's wrong? Just because your head's so round and kind of fat, you can still pull the thing up there. Go ahead.
It keeps falling down.
All right, go ahead.
We used, in high school, we had no problem walking up to a girl, telling her, hi, how you doing? What are you doing this week?
Why are you whispering?
I don't know. It's kind of the ambience in here.
All right, go ahead.
I'm hearing a little bit
go
of
ahead.
Voice. So we had no problem talking to them or hey, let's go out for lunch or something. And now it's just, I think it's that everybody's guarded. All the crap that goes on and the stuff you see, everybody's guarded. And it's probably way tougher than it was when we, think about it. After a football game on a Friday night, we'd all go to Shakey's in Calumet City, and we'd all be there, and everybody be convorting, and you're talking to people and talking to, the female persuasion, and everything was great. And that's how you interacted and you met people. There was no phones or anything. Or you go to the mall and meet people. They want to sit in front of a TV with their Game Boys and whatever the heck they're playing, and it just, that social interaction like we had doesn't exist.
I agree. So not only do you have that trouble, but Walt just called in, and there is major pressure on people coming out with great degrees not being able to find jobs. And, there's no internships.
Well, I tell young people I run into, if you know how to do plumbing, electrical, HVAC, you'll work for the rest of your life. If you have a skill, you will work for the rest of your life. If you know how to fix a car, you will work for the rest of your life.
How about sell? How about selling?
You could sell, but you have to have it's easy for me to jump into selling because I can converse with young people and I can converse with 85-year-old ladies. It's just the way it is. It's very difficult.
Repay's bald-headed brother is here.
Most of the younger people coming up to try to sell don't have the communication skills like we used to have, where we could actually sit down and have a conversation with somebody. Because selling is communicating, and once you communicate, people trust your knowledge. And if they don't, and they see this while you're doing, and the phone's ringing and all the nonsense is going on,
you lost the sale.
Forget it. It's not going to happen.
He's with Wasilinski. Tom Wasilinski's going to be part of the Little Cal show. Just
I already let him have it. So
let me have it. Hey, listen.
Oh no, we're gonna get this all week.
Yeah, we're gonna get this all week. But I'll tell you what, when this is all said and done, this is gonna be outstanding.
When it's ready, it'll be ready. It's like a fine wine. Don't rush it now.
Hey, listen.
I mean, you walked in that door and you're like, "What is this?" It looked like a. I told him. He goes, "Where's Dan?" I go, "He's probably waiting outside because the door's locked."
You weren't there when I went to go.
All right. Hey, listen, guys.
And there's no camera to tell them that there's somebody outside.
Oh yeah, there we go. We have another need for a camera, so we have a monitor right here.
All right, we'll get there.
there you
Hey,
go.
listen.
Great idea, Adrian.
Can I
I'm glad
close
you
my
thought of that.
show down, or have I been hijacked?
No, you're not being hijacked.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen.
this is your camera angle.
Look at that. Look. There it is.
There you go.
Hey, we're getting there, okay? We're live on the air.
I'm not gonna lie. This kind of looks like when Mom tells you take a picture.
I think
it's a back camera.
Adriana, I think I'm going to talk to the executive director and the president of the Little Count. I think we're looking for a discount.
Yeah, we gotta get this all set up.
The coffee table. What is that?
It holds my coffee cup.
See, he's got his coffee cup.
Just put it on the floor.
Oh man, we
This
still
is
need posters.
This is like Kramer with the coffee table book. You know, the book that's a coffee table.
Hey, first of all, you can't talk on radio without a microphone, so nothing can. Hey, guys, I want to say thank you. I'm back. We're back home to our roots. And it was just me this morning. I enjoyed it immensely. Adriana had a little trouble with her car fob, right?
So it died, and my car did not tell me, hey, by the way, your key fob's dying. Like, it didn't tell me that.
Preacher. And
there's no extra key because when I got it, that wasn't included. So I had to get picked up. My dad actually came. And because I called my parents, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what to do. I haven't unlocked the stage of adulting yet. I did not prepare for this. So they're like, okay. Came, picked me up, and they're like, how long do you have to be at work today? I'm like, well, we have podcasts until almost like 2:30, so I'll be here until like 3:30. They're like, that's perfect. We'll pick you up when we're out of work. I'm like, okay.
All right, so perfect. I'll bring this.
Did Dad give you the bill for the Uber ride?
Hey guys, hey,
no,
listen.
it's on his way to work.
Oh,
he
drives for Lyft.
We're behind schedule already. Will you be quiet?
We're gonna be brief. This is.
Wait, can I play copyright music or non-copyright?
No,
music?
you got to play the
Non-copyright.
non-copyrighted music. Hey guys, thank you. Adriana will take over from here. I'll be back for some podcasts later. Phil Potempa's at 11 or
He's
at 10.
Mastering Local Marketing will still be at 9:30. Potempa will be at around 10:30, and then we will have Weezer here at 11.
Okay, I'll be back for hopefully
Weezer.
Mastering Local Marketing and Weezer, and then there's one other one that
We have. We are recording Cow Guy for that.
and I'll be back for the Cow Guys back. So we're here all week, all day, and
so this will go away, and then the 85-inch TV will be.
Yes, that's where that's
here,
going.
and then-
But I love where it says "but."
Just do that.
I'll see you guys until tomorrow. See you later.
Unfreaking.
Want to live life at max volume? Then look no further than Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana, with over 1,700 slots, 80 table games, live entertainment, and 5 restaurants which span a wide range of culinary genres. We are sure to have something for everyone. Whether you want to indulge in a savory dish at Council Oaks Steaks and Seafood, or take in dinner and live music at the world-renowned Hard Rock Cafe. Amplify